Now, last week, Nigel Farage, the former UKIP leader, launched a blistering attack on the new president of the European Council, Herman Van Rompuy. The attack has been criticised as a publicity stunt designed to drum up support for Mr Farage's bid to win a seat in Westminster. He's contesting the Speaker's seat in Buckingham at the general election. But Nigel Farage has said he isn't a diplomat and voices of opposition need to be heard. Here's what he said in the European Parliament last week.
You have the charisma of a damp rag and the appearance of a low-grade bank clerk. And the question that I want to ask, that we're all going to ask is, who are you? I'd never heard of you. Nobody in Europe had ever heard of you. And I can say with confidence that I can speak on behalf of the majority of the British people in saying, we don't know you, we don't want you, and the sooner you're put out to grass, the better.
Well, earlier today, Nigel Farage was called to a meeting with the EU Parliament President Jerzy Buzek to explain his conduct. And we can now talk to Nigel Farage, who's in Brussels. I suppose I should ask, first of all, what happened in that meeting? What punishment are they going to dole out to you?
It was what I would call an interview without coffee. It was a rather tense meeting. I tried to talk to the President of the Parliament about freedom of speech, especially in Parliament, from elected members. But he has asked me to apologise. He wants me to apologise to Herman Van Rompuy. He wants me to apologise to the European Parliament. And he wants me to apologise to the people of Belgium.
And are you going to do that?
Comprehensive list.
Are you going to do that?
I will apologise to bank clerks the world over. If I've caused them offence, I'm very sorry. But if I'm not allowed to stand up and say that I think it's wrong that this man has got a job which pays him a salary that is bigger than Obama's, and this has happened because the Lisbon Treaty went through without us having a referendum, if I'm being stopped from doing that, then what sort of democracy is there within this EU?
That's not what you said, is it? You were personally attacking Herman Van Rompuy. You were rude, and you've been criticised by people across the parliamentary spectrum. I mean, was it entirely necessary to use that level of insulting language?
In Mr Van Rompuy's speech, he talked about forming an economic government of Europe. You know, what this man wants to do is effectively to abolish the nation-states, to create a United States of Europe, and he stands there and says that to us as somebody who's not been elected by anybody and can't be removed by anybody.
But Nigel
all
Farage,
of us that believe,
all
of us that believe the UK should be independent, surely some reaction was needed.
Yes, and all I'm saying is, could you have expressed that opposition in a slightly more genial manner? It does say in the European Parliament rules, members' conduct shall be characterised by mutual respect. Where was your mutual respect?
Well, it also says in the European Parliament rules that lively debates should be a good thing.
But that wasn't a lively debate, though, was it?
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Was
compared
it?
with what gets said in the House of Commons every week, compared with what you hear in parliaments all over the world, that was as nothing.
You don't think, then, that sort of behaviour demeans Parliament and the Parliament that you're serving in?
Well, I mean, you know, behaviour is one thing. Behaviour is one thing. If I'd behaved in a threatening manner, that would have been one thing. What I was simply saying is that this man, who nobody has ever heard of, is now in a position where he can fundamentally change our lives in Britain. He will have the power so that at the next general election it won't matter whether Labour or Tory win, because our economic management will be in Brussels, and this has all happened without us being given a free and fair referendum. I am here to give that voice of opposition.
And has it been helpful publicity for your campaign to get a seat at Westminster?
I have been giving these speeches in the European Parliament since 2004. They used to just ignore me. Now they've got their treaty, now they've got power, they can't stand criticism of any kind at all. The reason is, of course, they know they're losing the confidence of the peoples of Europe. I haven't done this as a stunt. I've done it because I was sent here to provide a voice of opposition, and that's exactly what I will try and go on doing.
Nigel Farage, thank you.
I've been asked to apologise to Herman Van Rompuy. I've been asked to apologise to the European Parliament, and I've been asked to apologise to the people of Belgium. And I've had time to reflect, a short period of time to reflect, and I've decided that I will make an apology. But the only people I'm going to apologise to are bank clerks the world over, and if I've offended them, I'm very sorry indeed, but I'm not going to apologise to Herman Van Rompuy, I'm not going to apologise to the European Parliament, and I'm certainly not going to apologise to the people of Belgium. And as a result of that, the President has said that he won't let this sort of thing happen again. What a democratic institution this is, isn't it? He won't let it happen again, and he will let me know shortly what my penalty will be. So I am assuming that he will suspend me for a period of time from the Parliament, I'm assuming he will try, through the Conference of Presidents, to get my position as leader of the group in the Parliament taken away. And all I can say is that those of us that have battled against the European institutions on the basis that they were becoming fundamentally undemocratic have been proved to be right. I have not used unparliamentary language. I have not incited dislike or hatred. I have merely expressed an opinion, and in doing so, there is now actually a debate about who is Herman Van Rompuy, why is he being paid more than Obama, and just what powers has he got. And I'm not going to apologise for what I've said. It sparked a debate on right throughout the European Union about these institutions.
But you insulted him.
I don't think that's insulting. I mean, compared with the sort of insult that I've had in this Parliament from the leaders of the other groups, I don't think that the two compare. And frankly, what Mr Van Rompuy wants to do is to take away from us our democracy and our rights of self-government. We can't do that without us as elected members coming back and saying we're not very happy about it.
Did you not regret at all what you said about Belgium?
Well, I mean, look, what I said about Belgium is as nothing compared to the current Belgian Prime Minister, Mr Le Pen, who himself said in August 2006, he said that the French speakers didn't have the intelligence to learn Dutch. And he said that all that united the Flemings and the Walloons was the king, football and beer. So, I mean, that's the Prime Minister of Belgium saying things like that. And I've actually been avalanche with emails from people in Belgium agreeing with me that the sooner it splits to the constituent parts, the better.